Allen Iverson, who exploded to 51 last night in the backcourt with Anthony Carter. Up front, Marcus Camby, who had another 20 rebounds. And for the Mavericks at the guards, Devin Harris, Jason Terry in the starting lineup for the injured Eddie Jones.
Easy layup, fouled.
Looking at the four-time NBA scoring champ, 8-time All-Star, most valuable player in 2001 as a member of the 76ers. 2-time All-Star Game MVP, one of those two here in Denver. I should say Allen Iverson playing just a shade over 39 minutes. I know George Karl keeps saying he'd like to keep cutting it back, averaging slightly under 25. Good numbers, 7 assists, about 18 field goal attempts a game.
Tough to sit a guy on the bench that keeps telling you he's ready to go back in or doesn't want to come out. And, you know, in all honesty, that's the problem George Karl faces. I mean, this is a very competitive person who really wants to play all 48 minutes every night. And when you take him out, he's upset because he feels he can help the team if he's on the floor.
Well, with Chucky Atkins still being hurt, who do you really go to? You have a very young bench over there.
We're just underway. Open shot for Notwizki. Single coverage now on Notwizki. Puts the move on Martin. It counts in the foul. Went right at Kenyon Martin.
He gets the foul.
Iverson, a 79% free throw shooter.
Bigger man guarding in a mismatch. San Antonio
to the lane, getting fouled, getting to the free throw line.
Notwizki again. So he's on fire here at the start. He's at 3 of 4. He has 7 points. Iverson, yes.
Now he has his rhythm.
Notwizki, and both guys are feeling it.
How about losing Nene and Evans from last year's team as Dirk Notwizki hits that jumper from the right side, top of the circle area, one of his favorite spots.
And both clubs on fire. Here's Glazer. Flips it ahead to Iverson. Iverson putting a move on Berea. He wanted to go right at him. Basket will count. He got the call on the continuation.
There's your best example you're going to see of what a continuation foul is in the NBA. There were no more dribbles after the contact. A little change of pace dribble, explode. There's the contact. No more dribbles. Continue on up for the shot, the finish, and now the attempt for a three-point play.
J.R. Smith being set in by George Karl, among the leading scorers for Denver. Iverson on the hop to Nahara, yes, and the foul. He had Glazer on the other side, and he's thinking, wait, no, I'll go the other way.
Exactly, because he would have had 2 assists in a row. Glazer blew the first one. You're not getting it. Instead, I'm going the other way to Eduardo Nahara.
After the slow start last year, 0-4. Here's Notwizki with a rainbow. Maybe to keep it alive.
And Reggie, as you mentioned, with Denver, the same thing as Notwizki pulls up in transition, hits the 3. That transition slow pull-up.
Martin walking over to the scorer's table. He will come on momentarily for Camby. 13-4 run here by Dallas. Iverson got the step. Allen Iverson, who had 51 points last night, now with 13. 3 of 5 from the field, 7 for 7 at the line.
Just Allen Iverson get to the front of the rim, get a clean look at it, and no one else comes over. You see the reach by Howard instead of moving his feet.
Shot clock to 5. Iverson. 7-point lead for the Nuggets. Notwizki on a catch and shoot. Carmelo now 5 to 23. Iverson trying to put a move on Terry and succeeds. Wow. Where you can get TNT NBA Thursday every day of the week. Iverson again.
21 years. They talked it over.
So the scorer's table. Notwizki for 3. Yes. The lob to Martin, thrown beautifully by Iverson. It's TNT overtime for Iverson. He's the high man for Denver. Nuggets with a 1-point lead. Iverson for Glazer. Another gorgeous setup by Iverson for his 7th assist.
be on a tightrope here going to the baseline. Glazer does a good job holding his hand as much as he does.
Oh, what a by Iverson, pulling it back as he went baseline.
From the three-point line.
Hey, I've got to be sure he gets the last shot here.
Putting moves on Terry and scores. During the game, I don't want to talk to Craig Sager or Cheryl Miller. Here's Iverson. However, as you know, he would love it. He'd have his own personal makeup staff.
Let's take a look at Allen Iverson, who shows that he can face up, start to beat his man off the dribble, and has that nice little in-between game. He also can get his guy off his feet like they're showing the ball and has a little bit of fade. But then watch the crossover come to the baseline and the finish.
Or Nuggets. 9.5 to play in the fourth. Here's Nahara for three. Eduardo Nahara from downtown, a 7-0 run for Denver. And it leads to a Dallas timeout.
Nahara was out here 3 hours before anyone else, along with Lennox Glazer, lacing up threes.
He was looking for the foul call. Iverson with a beautiful pass, and Carter scores. Notwizki puts the move on Iverson and scores. And he thought he was fouled. There was contact on the left elbow. How about Allen Iverson, who went all 48 last night, scoring 51 points. Beautiful feed from Iverson to Glazer.
Moves into the role of the point guard.
Iverson making the adjustment.
That was the point guard who can score, that is.
Nuggets with 5.5 to go in the fourth. Iverson for Campy. Another assist for Iverson.
A lot of times you can't trade baskets, especially come playoff basketball. Allen Iverson will continue his onslaught.
11, they were 6th overall in the West. Here's Iverson again. Back-to-back sensational performances by Iverson.